Hello everyone, thanks for joining me again for another video trawling through my record collection. We're at this bottom section here and I'm determined in this one to get to the end of it basically. So it's just the first section along the floor and then we've got these other sections to get through and then the stuff on the floor and then we'll be done. So last one we had was the Dream Theatre one, so the next one I've got here Sgt. Pepper picture disc. So this is one of the, if you like, the original picture discs. There's been a few done, including obviously bootleggers have done it, but this is official. Nice laminated sleeve. So yeah, Garrett and Lofthouse did the sleeve. UK pressing, and it's just basically just a picture disc of the album. They didn't give you anything else with it. And I think they're pretty much the same picture both sides. It just says side 1 in tiny writings up there and side 2 there. So yeah, can't see anything at all on it. The runoff says another winner from Ernie. For George and Mabel. That's on the run out. Sgt. Pepper's one of those albums you can't have too many copies, in my view. I haven't got loads of copies of it. I have got the box set somewhere, although I was thinking the other day, I can't remember where it is. It's big enough that I shouldn't have lost it. So I have got a feeling there's some stuff in the loft that we put up there when we moved, and it may be up there. Anyway, Sgt. Pepper original picture disc. Okay, so next up we've got Blow Oyster Cult, live in America, recorded in New York 1981. This is back on black, blue vinyl, so it's a kind of companion to that Rainbow 77 Munich one. Double live album, great period, they were still firing on all cylinders, and it's a radio show, I think. This time they gave us this back on black special insert and nice blue vinyl. Don't need to get them both out, but yeah, just great track listing, all the good stuff, fantastic band, and the classic lineup. So I love Blow Oyster Cult, seen them a few times, great band. Okay. So next up, Satano Beat. This is a Brazilian record, Argentinian pressing, RCA. This was a 1970s release, and it's multicoloured vinyl, which is why it's in my collection. So really colourful sleeve. It's just a various artists kind of thing. Can't say there's anybody there that I know, but definitely 70s, but I can't go the actual year. So how gorgeous is that? So gives me a bit of Argentinian kind of various kind of Spanish influenced music, I would imagine, but I think they're mostly groups, and okay, it's just a wonderful thing. So what I was doing at one stage with my collection was I had this idea that I really wanted multicoloured vinyl from every possible period, and so that's kind of where I started looking for the older ones, and so that was my 70s one. I've got other 70s ones as well, but that was one particularly that I wanted. And now we're going back to the 50s. So this is the Eternals meet the Noble Tones, and these, there's a few of these. There's basically American pressings, and these are basically vocal groups in America, and you would get two groups. So here we've got the Noble Tones and the Eternals, and they get together and they'd have one side each of a record, and that way they could afford to bring a record out. This has got two inner sleeves. How lovely is that? Fantastic. So this is really going back now. This is a 1950s. Yeah, they don't give you the year. I think pre about 62, 63, 62. They don't. They're not legally required to give you a copyright or publishing year. I think that's the case. But these are definitely 50s releases, and it's quite interesting music. Quite like listening to it. I did give each of these ones a spin because I was intrigued to know what it was like, and it's all very light, uplifting. You've got to sort of imagine post-war America. They weren't into sort of challenging your ideas with these. It was more to have something to put on at home that was uplifting and spiritual in many cases. So the next one after that is the Moroccos meet the Dandeliers. This again is a wonderful record. Apart from anything else, the cover is just fantastic. Love that cartoon. They're kind of like a crazy barbershop quartet standing in front of the microphone. The Doobie Doos, it says down there, and again got this really sort of older style. Everything about it screaming old style. The States Record Company. So again, there's one side of the one band, one side of the other. Once again, super duper multicoloured vinyl. So these are vinyl records, but you know, the technology then to do multicolour is not as easy as we have it today. So I just love them purely for the artifact, but I know that the music on them is of value, has worth in the music. and I love the thought of going back to that period in time. To be honest, I mean, it's before my time, but it's just a wonderful thing. So the next one again is another one of these. The Codocs meet the leaders. So again, you've got some songs that we know: Stormy Weather, My Baby and Me. So it's all kind of light vocal music, but as I say, they're in my collection because of the coloured vinyl. This is on Fury Records. So you can see that the colours, although they're vibrant and very bright, they've got that kind of 50s type of hue instead of the more synthetic looking, if you like, records of today. And you've got Glory with a white label and Fury with a red label. So yeah, gosh, I haven't looked at these for years. It's probably about 15 years ago when I was getting these sort of things. And as I say, I was just sort of looking out for the earlier multicoloured vinyl. Next one. The Best of the Starlights featuring Jackie Rue. Now, Jackie Rue was a nearly famous singer. This is on Fist, Fire and Fury. So they're lovely sleeves. And that's a very interesting green and red split with brown in between and white as well, or slightly kind of smoky translucent. So Fire and Fury, I suppose it's showing the two two elements of that. So I think because of Jackie Rue, I think there was a bit of extra sort of popular interest, maybe in this particular album. So I'm glad to have a copy of that. Okay, I forgot how many of these I'd got. So here we are with another one. The Vocal Tones Meet the Sparks of Rhythm, featuring Jimmy Jones. On Apollo. So I just love these early sleeves. So sort of half black and then green, red and white. So quite interesting. Apollo Records, New York. USA. So apologies for those waiting for kind of Metallica's latest album. We're not actually on that kind of thing at the moment. So it's, for me, when you start collecting something, you get things for different reasons. And I've collected all sorts of different things really. But you do get to the point where if it looks nice and feels nice, you want to have it. So what have we got next? Okay, this is slightly different. We Wish You a Merry Christmas by the Robert Rhymes or Reams Choraliers. So again, it's sort of choirs singing Christmas songs and hymns, and it's actually gives you a place to write on to who it's from on the actual sleeve. It's Sunset's Low Economy Price sticker, but the sleeve is quite nice. It's kind of gold and green, very nice and Christmassy. Liberty Reams Records or Reams Records. Now it's got interesting vinyl, but it might not show up well on camera. So it may just look black, but it's actually green, and there's little pockets of green that only show when the light's on it. So what I might do is to show it with the light behind it, and you can see it. Okay, so next one, Pop Revolution. All multicoloured vinyl collectors will have a copy of this. German, if I'm right. Yeah, made in Germany. Compilation of pop stuff from the 60s. So you got Mike Bloomfield, now Al Cooper, Blood, Sweat and Tears, Spirit, Al Cooper again. Moby Grapes on there, Big Brother and the Holding Company. So it's interesting music. You get a die cut sleeve, and the vinyl famously amazing. So these were probably pressed in quite large quantities, I would think, and definitely needs to be in anybody's coloured vinyl collection. As does this, sparkling colour. So this is more kind of soul, easy listening music from the 60s. But you've got Aretha Franklin, Johnny Mathis, Georgie Fame, Mel Torme, Gary Puckett and the Union Gap, Johnny Cash, and yeah, sparkling colours is what it promises. view. So the lovely thing is, apart from just the colours themselves, is that they're kind of all motley and marbly. So bright colours. And again, this is a UK pressing. It says made in England. CBS Special Products. 1970. That's actually 1970. So yeah, these are all late 60s, early 70s. So so music that won't frighten the horses, and beautiful colour. Okay, so this is very special to me. So we've had 70s, 60s, 50s, and we now have multicolour pressing from the 40s. So this is on Morrison Records. I'll show you first of all. So it is literally multicoloured. It's a 10-inch, as you can see. And this is one of my most prized possessions. If I could, I'd frame it, stick it up on the wall, but you need to look at it and hold it and just marvel at it, really. The actual music is, one side is Viennese Waltz, Franz Lehár and Morrison's Recording Orchestra. And the other side is International Viennese or Spanish Waltz, Valsa Lenta and Valsa Bleu, again with Morrison's Recording Orchestra. So Morrison Music Company, based in Seattle in the States. I think it was a husband and wife team that got together originally, and very few of those still exist, and they're very hard to obtain. So there are many more out there, but collectors tend not to let them go. So I was delighted to get hold of one. So once you get into this stage of I want something from every era, how far back do you go? I mean, chances are in the 30s and the 20s, when they were starting to make records commercially, there may have been some coloured ones there that I don't have. So anyway, my fetish for that kind of passed, and I became a bit more normal again, and so I don't need any more of those. But I thought you might be interested to see that one, because they're very rare. Right, so talking about mixed, we've now got Charlie Brown, Jazz Impressions of a Boy Named Charlie Brown, Vince Gualdi Trio. Now you might be already scoffing at the thought of this, but don't, because the music is absolutely superb. I grew up with Charlie Brown and love the cartoons. Orange vinyl. And basically, if you turn the picture off and just listen to the music, it is absolutely incredibly brilliant. I mean, I'm not a huge jazz fan, but the piano playing, jazz piano, is just wonderful. This, you get a little envelope with loads of pictures of all the gang. Loads of them, must be about 10, 12, 15 maybe, all in there. So it's a brilliant thing, yeah, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, there's 12. So yeah, it's just, I mean, I love I love everything about it. That needs to be in a sleeve, so I'm going to leave that out to put it in the sleeve. Okay, so, oh god, these are so mixed up. Right, I don't think even this is coloured vinyl. This is just Amy Winehouse, Lioness Hidden Treasures, and it's kind of a compilation of less famous stuff, but it's also fantastic stuff. So I had a few Amy boots which I sold, and I regret actually selling them, to be honest. It's just black vinyl, it's double album. I think it's all studio stuff, but it's, what can you say about Amy Winehouse? She's just wonderful, wonderful, tragic person. But the songs include Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow, The Girl from Ipanema, Body and Soul with Tony Bennett, A Song for You, Our Day Will Come, Between the Cheats, Tears Dry original version. So Valerie 68 version. Brilliant. So yeah, I would like to have more of her stuff. I've got some CDs, of course, but vinyl, I think that's probably it now. And there we've got another Charlie Brown. This is the Christmas show, where they're singing some nice traditional Christmas tunes, but this one is coloured vinyl. They did this in various colours, and I think there's a very hard to find multicolour one, which I kind of gave up trying to find it, so I was happy just to have that one. And there's just 3 more Alex things. How about a bit of country music from Willie Nelson? So he did this album, and it came out on multicolour vinyl, Legendary Outlaw. It's a fairly recent release, 2021, Golden Lane Records. Just a single album, but nice gatefold sleeve. Now there's no way in the world I'm going to start collecting country music just because it's on coloured vinyl, but Willie Nelson is kind of an artist that you've got to have something by. So this was my token Willie Nelson album, and that's why. So absolutely to die for colours. So I'm loving that. You know, he's a top artist. Gatefold sleeve. So it's not live, they're original Nashville recordings from the early 60s. And so if ever I feel like dipping into a bit of Bit of early Nashville. That's obviously a picture of him much more recently, and that's him as he was at the time. Okay, there are two more. So I collected a few of these exclusive kind of calendar picture disc things, and this is the Marilyn Monroe one. These have become quite collectible. At the time they came out, they were risque really, because nobody had seen these, or there's a few published photographs that will probably get me banned on YouTube, so I have to be careful with that. But it's a compilation of her singing, Heat Wave, Fine Romance, River of No Return, Little Girl from Little Rock, Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend is on there. So these basically came out, I think it was the made in Denmark 1984. So I've got a few of them dotted around somewhere. I don't know where the others are, probably a bit further on. So yeah, I admire her as an icon. And then this was another picture disc of Marilyn, nothing to do with that series I've just shown you, so this was just a picture disc that came out on its own. It's got a lot of the same material, to be honest, but the pictures were different, so I felt it was worth having, because she's just an icon, isn't she? So in fact, let me just compare if they're identical. Bear with me a second while I do that. They'll be in different order. So My Heart Belongs to Daddy. Okay, that's not. Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend are on both. River of No Return, that's on both. Bye Bye Baby, that's on both. After You Get What You Want, You Don't Want It, that's not on both. Oh yes, it is. One Silver Dollar. Yeah. Heat Wave. Yep. When I Fall in Love. No. Specialization. Okay. So there's 4 tracks on there that aren't on the other one, and probably vice versa. So the ones with the calendars are definitely collectible, and that is. It's I don't know when it came out. Never couldn't give a year on it, but so there we go. Yay! We made it to the end. So Charlie Brown and Marilyn Monroe. Yeah, Metallica will have to wait. We may never get to them. But we're into box sets, box sets, box sets, box sets, box sets, and then the last section has got general vinyl, mostly non-coloured, I was thinking. And then we're onto the floor. So I'm going to carry on with it. And I do appreciate those of you who keep tuning in. It's great for me to see, there are people interested to see what I've got, and it's as much. I mean, I don't know whether many people ever do this, because most people who've got a collection, they're so vast they couldn't possibly, video the whole of the collection. They'll never get through it all before they die. Whereas mine's quite compact these days, so it's small enough, I feel, to sort of be worth doing this project. and also it is small enough for me to just make a record of it for myself. And so there you go. Okay, so thanks for watching, and hopefully see you for the batch of box sets we've got to get through now. They'll be quick because I'm not going to open the boxes and show you everything inside. It'll just be this is what it is. We'll carry on. So thanks for watching, and hopefully see you next time.